Hello everyone. So today for our podcast we're going to be talking about Article 30. So my name is Vishal.
And my name is Hemraj.
My name is Dhivessh.
So as you all know us. Okay, so as I said earlier, we're going to talk about Article 13. And so for Article 13, what do you all know? Article 13 is rights about property. So it's mostly based on property issues and the law. So Hemraj, in your opinion, what do you think about Article 13? Any opinions or any takes on it?
Okay, I know what is Article 15. Article 15 is right to property, and I think Article 13, in my opinion, it protects the person's right to own property in Malaysia, and it also ensures the government cannot simply take away someone's land or property without following the law. That's my opinion about Article 13.
Okay, I actually agree that it's very debatable, to be honest. So as for Div, what's your opinion on Article 13?
All I know about Article 13 is about land. It's about government cannot take our land by their own decisions, and we have right for our own land. That's all I know.
So don't worry, we'll dive deeper into that. So in my opinion, personally, I think Article 13 successfully balances individual property rights with public interests, and it recognizes that development is necessary for national progress, but it also ensures that individuals are not unfairly burdened by such development. So rights for property is basically for the people who owns the property. So there's a lot of issues with that. Like let's just say someone else trespassing a property. So that could fall under that. As an example, so there's a lot of issues with that. Like let's just say someone else trespassing a property. So that could fall under that. As an example, of Article 13, right? For right for property. So Hemraj, what is in your opinion, what is the purpose of Article 13?
In my opinion, the purpose, which is one of the most important purposes of Article 13, is protects its citizens from unfair land sharing. Because as we all know, property, as part our property and houses mean a lot to us. I mean, our house is like practically a family for us. It's like an investment. So not a person or a government or any state government or federal government can just come in and take away the house from us, because the house is not just like bricks and cement. It's
Okay. We'll cut like okay, that's all.
Okay, from my opinion, as I think the most important purpose of Article 13 is like it protects citizens from unfair and seizure, from unfair land seizure. Sorry, and because I think our land and property and our houses mean a lot to us, since it's just not cement and bricks. It's part of our memories where we outgrow our family. So I think this has an emotional attachment for us. So I think that's the main purpose of Article 13, which protects citizens from unfair land seizure. What do you think about that, Vishal?
Actually, there are several purposes of it. So Article 13. So in Article 13, we see that
Why it matters? It matters because adequate compensation, like you said just now, it must be put the owner in a position as the acquisition had not occurred, otherwise Article 13 is infringed. Yeah. So it's like the owner in a position as the acquisition had not occurred.
Okay. Okay guys, do you have more time for another case that we have studied before? Yeah. So the fact of this case is that a group of Aborigines claim that the land clearing for a dam project, you guys know dam, right?
Yeah. It's a water dam, right?
Yeah. Dam project denied them access to their forests, produce and their livelihood. So basically that dam, the place that built that dam, right, it denied the access for those people to go to their place of their produce and of their livelihood. That means their houses lah. They couldn't access that place, so they have to take a farther road or anything. Not sure about that. And which they asserted were protected property interest. So the legal issue of this case.
So the dam is blocking their way to home.
Yeah, blocking their way to their home and the place of their their
Like
produce, their soil and everything. As I read this case, I got to know that the legal issue was does Article 13 cover not just the land itself, but the rights to enjoy and use the land?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, obviously, the land belongs to them. And also, they don't have the rights to enjoy their own land because of this project. So, your opinion, Hemraj?
Yes, my opinion is still the same, but because they cannot deny someone of enjoying their land.
Yeah.
Because it is their rights. It is one of the special, one of the best thing about Malaysia is about our federal constitution,
Yes.
which gives our fundamental rights,
Yeah,
fundamental liberties.
for human rights.
Yes, for human rights. It's stated from Article 5 to Article 13.
Article 13, yes.
Exactly. So I think we have to play around that. So I think if the government or any official abuse that, it is actually against the federal constitutional law, it makes them a greater violation. That's what I'm saying. But mistakes can be made, and there are court for a reason to interpret the law and to help us get justice.
And to resolve issues as soon as possible, as quickly as possible.
So sad with the people because it's their soil. Maybe they don't work. That's their work, like maybe do agriculture, give
Yes.
the vegetables. It's like
As I stated, there was produce.
we are producing. Like it's like taking their work. Lah. Yeah, it's cause one thing, everything affect. They cannot go home.
Yeah,
They cannot get money. They cannot go for work.
exactly.
It's very sad.
But the decision of this case was that the court took a broad interpretation of property and found that that those people have proprietary interests, including rights to possession and enjoyment, deprivation and enjoyment. So deprivation of these rights without due compensation violated Article 13. So in this case, we can see that the
justice was made.
The justice was made. The verdict, the nice verdict went to those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The verdict is fair. I really
Verdict is-
support this.
yeah. I also fully support this verdict as well. And Div, do you support this verdict?
Of course, yeah, it's giving justice to the right people now.
Yes. So, in my opinion, why this case matters is that this case confirms that Article 13, the Article 13 protection goes beyond physical land to include rights to enjoy this. Okay. So of course they own the land, right? So they have all the rights to enjoy what they want to do or do whatever they want. Excluding the noise issues and all. But they can do whatever they want in their land because they own the land, right? Yeah. So in my opinion, that is why it matters.
I know it's a similar case, but when you talk about orang asli, a similar case came to my mind. It was like Ketua Pengarah Jabatan Alam Sekitar di Kajin Tubik. The case was in 1997. It was that 1997. So
it's a pretty old case.
as you see, this kind of problems has been going on from a long time.
Yeah.
Not just recently. It's been ongoing for a long time, especially the affected ones are the orang asli.
Orang asli, because the tribes.
Yeah, this case was in Sarawak.
In Sarawak, right?
Yes, the Sarawak. Because they lived on ancestral land in Sarawak, and the government approved a project that affected their land without giving compensation.
Without
So-
giving
So
compensation.
with the compensation was not made, was not given to the orang asli. The natives claimed that the customary land rights were taken away unfairly. Yes, because the compensation was not given.
It wasn't given.
I think because they are trying people,
Yeah.
so
they are trying to manipulate and
like
Mm-mm.
if you go there will be more like resources,
And they underestimated them.
like some people they cannot read, like don't have the technology.
Yes.
That's the reason, I guess.
Completely agree.
Yeah, because in my opinion, even the compensation is not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
if they don't even give the compensation, what is this?
yeah, it's completely unfair because it's an ancestral land, as you said.
Exactly.
So for them, they will have their own beliefs and their own sentimental value within their land. Right? So they stand up for themselves.
Yeah, they stand up for them. That's what it matters.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's a lot of things in Article 13, right to property,
Yeah.
and also there's a lot of factors that covers that also. So far as we talk about, before we conclude our video, so what is your take so far on this Article
I
13?
think Article 13 is giving lots of impact on the society, and I want in future, in coming days, I want to give like, more impact on the society, like, because as far we know, lots of people are now homeless and something. I want everybody, this Malaysia should be homelessness. No one should be homeless.
Anti-homeless.
Anti-homeless.
Yes.
So something like that. Everybody should have one. Even small houses too. Like you cannot take anyone's land if they have proper document. That's what I would say now. Everyone should have a house.
So, in my opinion, I feel like it's a good thing that sometimes Article 13 not only focuses on just the property of the law. It also focuses on people who owns the property, right? On what they get, on what privileges they get, like the enjoyment in their land. So it also protects the human rights in them. So I feel like in some factors, Article 13 is actually very helpful for our federal constitution. So Hemraj?
In my opinion, Article 13 is pretty confusing because sometimes it's like you're fighting against your own government. So it is actually a very confusing law. But we are not actually fighting against the government. We are fighting for the land, for their property. So it's not fighting against the government.
So this article, it also prevents the misuse of government.
Yes, the abuse of power.
Yes.
So exactly like that. So it ensures justice in government land acquisition and balances public interest and individual rights. That's the thing. I mean, there are many confusing moments of example situations. So if the government wants your land to build a public hospital, so that is a situation where you cannot give up your house. At the same time, you cannot be selfish and don't want the hospital to be built. So it's a very confusing situation. That's why the court is there to ensure justice and can to ensure justice for the competition as made. So I think that's all about Article 15. It ensures justice and prevents abuse of power.
Actually, I strongly agree with what you said. It can be confusing at times,
Yes.
but in the end of the day, it covers up what it has to. Right? So that's all for our video today.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening.
We literally forgot the time.
We don't know if this exceeds 30 minutes or what, but we have to find it.
Because we thought this article, these cases would not take that long, but as we did through in it, it actually felt interesting and also I think it felt much needed.
Yes, and the cases were also not so hard to understand. It was
Yeah.
pretty easy to understand also, and
Some of the cases were fair, some of the cases are unfair.
unfair. But in the end of the day, it is what it is, right?